What in the world is going on with Opendoor? Yesterday, we saw a sell-off that we've not seen in a long time, and today their stock is in the upper 70-cent range.
Wow.
This is crazy. 137 million shares were sold off yesterday. We know that they report May 6th, but what's going on?
Yeah, I was searching all over the place, and everyone's just going, I don't know what's going on. You know, maybe it's a big institutional investor that just dumped all their shares.
Liquidity.
Sometimes they do that. Sometimes an institutional investor goes, you know what? I'm done with this. This is going bankrupt. I'm done. I'm out. I'm gonna take my money and go somewhere else.
Interesting. Going bankrupt. Well, we do know that they still have $679 million in cash and marketable securities. So they still have some runway. But for how long? In quarter 4 of 2024, their net loss was $113 million. Ooh. So they got about a year and a half of cash if they don't adjust that net loss.
How much debt do they have? Do they have a lot of debt?
I don't have that.
The debt in there.
Don't have that in front of me.
What I find funny is it wasn't that long ago that there was it seemed like titles everywhere, these billion-dollar bullies. Now you have OfferPad and Opendoor that can no longer claim to be the Billy with a B.
Yeah,
right. They're million-dollar bullies.
OfferPad just their stock went, down 15% today too, or it's down about 15% right now. So they're
has a market cap you said of what, roughly
like
30
million now. They were like 40 something, then it went to 39. Now it's about 30 million. So
from $2 billion, that's 2,000 million.
Yes, it was funny. I read something on X. Some guy was saying if you, I can't remember what it was. It was like if you invested $10,000 in OfferPad, just 3 years ago or something, you would have $30.
Great investment. All right, so here's the reality.
That definitely happened to some people, right? Somewhere that definitely.
Oh yeah,
happened.
Absolutely. Sure. But you can't put the genie back in the bottle. And what Opendoor and OfferPad did is they led the conversation of, hey, sell your house quickly, easily, for a fair cash offer. And you could go online and type in your address and upload some photos of your home, and you didn't have to deal with a realtor, and you didn't have to have people roaming through your house on weekends, and you didn't have to deal with packing up your family and being gone and all of the disruption that comes with selling your house the traditional way. And they really touched on that, and overwhelmingly consumers said, we like this.
Of course.
Well, but they also liked it when they were paying like 25% higher than what the house was worth.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
I mean, this was back in the day.
Have no-brainer market share, right?
Yeah, they were.
It was simple, convenient, and ultimate cash.
They were buying market share. They were buying their brand at that point.
Yes,
and they have a big brand right now, but it's just like it's.
So you think it was like institutional money that pulled out? You don't think it was like insider trading? Like, okay, so you're sitting at Opendoor and you report in
May 4th.
11 days.
Yeah.
So, and you kind of are privy to what's coming. Are you selling your shares? Isn't that illegal?
Yeah.
Insider.
If they can prove it, right?
If they can prove it. If that's even what's happening.
But you had mentioned that they had to pay a big fine.
Well, they settled. I don't know. So there's very little news circulating around the settlement to their investors. So we know that they got in trouble for misleading their pricing algorithm to investors. So Opendoor made it seem like
they had this proprietary technology, and it wasn't.
So maybe it was. I mean, this is why companies they should come out and at least say why their stock went down, or just kind of give an idea of why. But maybe one of the institutions that settled with them just dumped their stock after they settled. And I mean, you dump that much stock in one day, it's definitely gonna do some damage.
Yeah.
So here's an article about Opendoor paying a settlement to investors. Basically, it said that they agreed to settle the claim that it misled investors about its pricing algorithm, profit margins, and ability to operate profitably during a market turndown. The settlement presents a great opportunity for investors to recover some of their losses. Here's what you need to know to claim your payout. All persons and entities during the period December 21st, 2020 through November 3rd, 2022, purchased the publicly traded common stock of Opendoor or any US-based trading platform were damaged thereby. So if you purchase securities within that class period, you're eligible to participate. The entire process can take 4 to 9 months after the claim deadline. And basically, the settlement will be distributed based on the number of claims filed. So submitting your claim early may increase your share of the payout. In some cases, investors have received up to 200% of their losses from settlements in previous years.
Wow.
More than 100 companies are currently paying out settlements. Connect your local portfolio, blah, 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 blah. So basically, you can submit
Yeah, it
to...
sounds class action-ish.
It does.
Almost.
Yeah. So there's no like dollar amount mentioned. It's basically anyone who files a claim that purchased stock during that time frame. That time frame was also when Eric Wu was the CEO of Opendoor. And something Jason learned.
Yeah, I did. He just listed his Bel Air mansion. They call it like the flying wing or something like that. It's like it looks like it looks like that. It's like three little wings of a house for $40 million.
Was it 40 million?
Yeah.
I thought that's what he bought it for, though, too.
Oh, he bought it for 29 and a half
Oh,
or
wow.
something like that. So he's trying to.
It's got some equity.
Maybe he's got a little equity in it.
Claiming to have some
maybe,
equity.
I mean, I don't think it's sold yet, but we'll have to put the link down in the. I mean, it's online.
You could always put it on Opendoor.
They call it
Insights.
a propeller
We'll tell him
home.
what it's worth.
So do you think that do you think there's a
Yeah, see,
correlation?
there's a picture of it right
Do you think
there.
there's a correlation? Right? Like it seems so they settle this. This was during the time he was the CEO.
Yeah, it's very hush hush.
It is so hush hush. Not a ton of information circulating, but definitely something is up. Do you have any knowledge of what the heck is going on with Opendoor or even OfferPad? Drop it in the comments and let us know because we're searching and trying to find it and coming up nothing.
It's April 24th. My guess by July 1st, one of these companies is either gonna be acquired or
Reorganize.
reorganize or be acquired. So.
Well, both are at risk of being delisted.
Or merging.
Both of them. I mean, Opendoor just needs to stay below that buck threshold for a couple more weeks, and then they'll get a notice from the SEC or from the New York Stock
And they're
Exchange.
way below it now.
Yeah, they're way below it, but they still have a great market cap, right? They still have a
Oh, yeah.
fairly healthy market cap, so they could just
Have a
do a
lot of
reverse
cash.
stock split and remedy the situation fairly quickly.
Yeah.
OfferPad, on the other hand,
No.
30
They're
million.
up the creek.
30 million.
Yeah, they're up the creek.
They're just struggling.
Yep.
Well, thanks for tuning in. If you know anything, drop it in the comments, and we will be sure to dig in.